Hi everybody, I just closed out my writing vlog from Texas. Now we're going to talk about querying. Let's jump right into it. Since my last query letter update, I had sent you along the path of querying and then getting my first rejection. I think at this point I've gotten a rejection from everybody in that initial list. So that's amazing. All of them have been very kind, very considerate, very warm form letters. Nobody has said that it sucked. Nobody has given me specific feedback on how to make it better either, which is not their job. I get that. They see a lot. So this is going to be a vlog of me now going forward and putting together another batch of queries because your girl needs more put out. I haven't put out any since June and it is now August 6th. So I need to get more query letters out. And at this point, I don't have any withstanding, I don't believe. I'll take a look at those in a second. I'll also read you kind of the rejection letters that I've gotten so far so that you can kind of get a feel for what they sound like and what they feel like. They don't feel great. Even if they're really worded nicely, they don't feel fantastic. I don't feel good afterwards. It kind of is just this like, gut punch that kind of sucks all the time, but you get used to it. I'm not saying that I'm like some sensitive person who can't handle it. It just sucks when you get them, that's all. I understand it's a part of the process. And I swear to you, if one more person says, J.K. Rowling got denied, 12 different publishers passed on her book, like, I get it. I totally do. But it doesn't invalidate my feelings on my rejections. And it also does not speak to like the absolute shift in publishing since J.K. Rowling came along. Like that kind of lightning in a bottle, probably never gonna happen again. So thanks, but like 10 out of 10 doesn't help me. I understand, and I don't think I've ever said that like, I'm gonna like give up now. I'm gonna crawl into a hole and just give up. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. But also, just like a, hey, super blows, you got another rejection, we're here for you. That matters. You know, the whole like, don't forget, this super famous person, the only person to ever become a billionaire based solely off of their book sales, she was rejected 29 times or 61 times or however goddamn many times she was rejected. Like, awesome. Also, probably never going to be a billionaire. So like, doesn't really help me. Because until that one yes comes, every no kind of sucks out loud. So there's that. Just a little pro tip when somebody's going through this process. Just like a simple like, I know we can't do anything about it. It's the nature of the beast. It sucks. If you need to unload or vent or just like ouch and sting with us for a second, we're here for you. That's all I need. That's all I need from you. I'm going to pull up my computer and we're going to read some rejections and then we're going to work on sending out some more query letters, hopefully for less rejections. We'll see. Also, a big shout out to Caitlin Duncan who agreed to look at my query letter because I do want to just rework that, make sure that it's as good as possible before I send it out again to another batch of people. So that's my goal for tonight. It is 5:45 and that is what I'm going to be working on for the majority of the night. I will probably get on a hangout with the girls while they work so I can give them feedback if they need it, but I will be working on sending queries. That's what I'm doing because that needs to be my priority right now. So I'll be back in a minute when I have those letters loaded and then we'll talk through them. All right, friends, I am back with my computer open. So I'm just gonna read you my rejections. You ready for this one? Brittany Smith cordially says, Dear Julie, thank you for sending me your query. I appreciate the opportunity to consider it. Unfortunately, this book isn't right for my list at the time. You deserve an unequivocally enthusiastic agent as your advocate. I wish you all the best of luck in finding it a home. Cordially, Bridget. Thank you, Bridget. Then we have Emily. Emily says, thank you for considering Fuse Literary as your agent in your search for representation. I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to review your work. Unfortunately, it's not right for my list. However, I wish you all the best of luck in your search for the right agent and hope to see you in print soon. Best, Emily. Wonderful. Cameron. Now, Cameron says, Thanks for writing me and letting me take a look at Pierce the Veil, which is what my working title is. I apologize for the form letter, but the volume of query letters I receive makes it impossible to send personal responses to every writer. Unfortunately, I must pass on your material. I realize it is difficult to judge your potential from a query and the first 5 pages alone, but please know that I give serious attention to every letter and writing sample I receive. Best of luck in your agent search. Cameron. Thank you. Erica here says, Dear Julie, thank you so much for giving me the chance to consider Pierce the Veil. It's clear that you have devoted a lot of hard work to this project and your passion comes through in your writing. However, while there is a lot to be commended, I struggled to connect to the manuscript in a meaningful way and therefore believe that I would not be the most effective champion for your book. Please remember that the publishing industry is subjective and another agent or editor may feel differently. I'm sorry I don't have better news for you, but I wish you all the best on your road to publication. Best, Erica. This one, though clearly a form and not mean at all, stung the worst because finding nothing to connect meaningfully to just felt awful to me. And then Hannah said, thank you for the thoughtful email. After careful consideration, I don't feel your work is the right fit for me at this time, so it's best for me to pass. As you likely know, this is an almost entirely subjective industry, and I would not be surprised if another agent feels a bit more strongly soon. In any case, I thank you again for the opportunity and wish you the very best moving forward. Kind regards, Hannah. I think the only one I'm still waiting for is Susie. Yeah, Susie, I don't think I have heard anything from at this point. So I have one outstanding query, which means 7 rejections. None of them have been horrible. Like, my world didn't end. It wasn't awful, but it doesn't feel good. Like I said, I'm going to do another pass of my query letter tonight. I'm going to take a look and make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward because you really get like one shot, which is a lot of pressure and it freaks me out. I'm going to look at that again tonight. I'm going to get some responses, some names ready. I'm going to add them to my list. I'm going to figure some stuff out. I really am not quitting, but it definitely has been like a bit of a funk for me because I knew coming up to this week that I had to get more submissions out. I meant to put submissions out before I went to Texas and it just didn't happen. Now is the time, and I'll take you guys along as I get ready to send out the next batch and let you know where I'm sending them and what I'm doing. All right. Bye. Hi guys, it's Julie, and I am back with an update for my querying. I think the last time that we talked, I had just sent out 10 new submissions for different queries. It was difficult for me to kind of show you that process. I kind of showed you in the first vlog, but I had inadvertently shared some private information like addresses and phone numbers and stuff. So I had to like go back and edit the vlog. Essentially what I did this time around was I emailed certain people and then a lot of them are using like a submission form online and they all ask for different things, whether it's the first 10 pages, first 5 pages, first 2 chapters, 3 chapters. Some people just want the query letter and a synopsis. Some people just want an elevator pitch and comparables. So you really have to do your research and just kind of figure out what each person wants and then submit. It takes a long time to do that research. I usually spend a couple of nights researching a whole bunch of agents, putting links to their submission requirements, and then the next night I'll go through each of one of those and then just fill in as much as I can. I have the first like 5 chapters of my book in a different doc that I can pull from. I have my one-liners, my synopsises, my bio, all that kind of stuff put to the side as well, so that when people want that, I can just copy and paste into their submission form. It's gotten a lot easier. Just wanted to update you guys on where I am with submissions, with rejections, because that's all I've gotten so far, and let you know where I am. So I originally sent these out on the 8th of August, and today is the 20th of August, so it feels like a good time to go ahead and update you. Today I did get a rejection from somebody that I sent out on June 15th. So that means that of that original batch, I only have 1 submission that still has not been answered for, and all the rest of them were rejections. Out of the 10 that I just sent, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are unanswered for. 4 were rejections. A lot of rejections coming in. I joked on Twitter and I was like, I'm getting so numb and used to rejections that like maybe I'm ready to start dating again. And then I'm like, no amount of masochism will put me back into that online dating world. But the rejections are easier to come by. They're easier to deal with. They are they're nothing. Like, they really don't bother me anymore. And more than that, I just am still feeling really motivated and really like, I'm not going to give up. So I don't think that any of you guys really expect me to give up, but don't worry, that's not where I'm going, and that's not what I'm thinking at this point. If anything, this is just giving me further incentive to make my query letter better, to make my one-sentence one-liners, to make all of my synopsis and everything as honed and as good as possible. And just really make sure I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm kind of adapting my query letter between the first round and second round. I'll probably adapt it again. I will just kind of really hone in on what makes my story unique and special and get to know the lingo and what people are looking for. And then hopefully the more rounds that I do, the better I get. I'm also only right now on Query Tracker, but there's tons of other resources for finding agents, so I'm starting to broaden my search a little bit. I will share with you a couple of rejections from this last round. I'm so sorry to write that I am passing on your project. As it does not seem like a fit for my list at this time, please be aware that this is a selective and subjective industry. What doesn't fit one agent may be an excellent fit for another. Honing craft and searching widely is key. Thank you for thinking of me with your project. Best of luck. Thank you. Then we got another one. Thank you for considering me, but your project does not sound like a fit for me at the time, and so I will have to pass. However, this industry is very subjective and another agent may feel differently. Everybody like has some version of that. Thank you for your query and for your interest in this agency. Unfortunately, after reviewing your material, I've determined that this project is not quite the right fit for me, and so I'm going to pass. As you know, much of this business is based on personal taste, so I wish you all the best in finding the right representation for Pierce the Veil. Thank you for again for taking the time to submit to me. Sure. Thank you so much for sending this and giving me the opportunity to read. Unfortunately, the pages don't quite resonate with me on a level I need to take on a project, so I'm going to step aside. I'm a firm believer that every book should have an agent who's head over heels for it and will stand by it through thick and thin, and anything less is a disservice to the story. Please know that this is a very subjective business and another agent may feel differently. Best of luck in making the right match. Why, thank you. Another one that just says, thanks so much for the chance to consider your work. I'm afraid I'm going to have to step aside. Sorry this wasn't for me, and I wish you the best of luck finding a home for your work. Fantastic. So that is everything that I've gotten since I think the last time that we talked, or at least the recent batch of rejections from my last batch of queries, including that last one was from the first batch. That's where I'm at with that. I've decided to go ahead and take part in pitmad, which is a part of Pitch Wars, which is like a Twitter pitch that you put out. So it's on September 5th. And I wanted to just kind of wrap up this vlog before then so that I could talk about it a little bit. So September 5th will be pitmad. It's hashtag pitmad on Twitter, obviously. And you go on there and you have the opportunity to tweet 3 times about each story that you're working on. I only have one story that I'm working on and pitching. So I can tweet 3 times that day. And there's kind of like a formula and a format that they say is best for your tweets, and essentially that day I tweet with a hashtag pitmad, and then UF, which is urban fantasy, and NA, which is new adult, and then agents can go through those specific hashtags and they can like a tweet. You're supposed to only get likes on those tweets from agents. So will people on my timeline probably see my tweet and like it? Yeah, probably. But ideally, those likes would come only from agents or publishing houses that are interested in my story, and then they would reach out to me and we would talk about whether or not they wanted to see my entire manuscript or what it is. So I have 280 characters to try to sell an agent or a publishing house on my story. I am stressing out over that so hard right now. I am currently in the midst of trying to figure out my tweets for that. And I think I have one. I'll just let you know what it is right now. I don't know if this is going to be final, and I don't know what the other 2 will be, but this is one of my options. So they say to start off with like comparables. So I have The Hollows and Lost Girls. So I just have like The Hollows x Lost Girls. Lost Girls is a show on Sci-Fi that I think kind of relates to my story. It's about a girl who's an adult. This is a new adult series, so it's a new adult, very sexy show that has fae, it has dark and light fae. It's very much kind of centered around my story as well. And then a main character who's kind of got a lot of love interests, which also happens in my story, but not in like a skeezy, dirty love triangle-y way, just kind of like in a alternative relationship kind of way, which my character also has. And then the Hollow series is also about a main character who is half witch and part something else. Spoilers, so I'm not going to tell you. And this ragtag team of different friends and accomplices that kind of all pitch in. And I think that that's very reminiscent of my story as well. And then I have the immortal Fae are falling ill alongside hundreds of others as a dark spell sweeps the world. Half Fae, half witch, Ashlyn is determined to wake them, but first she has to convince a man who swore off magic and a dark Fae prince to help. And then I use all the hashtags. So that's the one that I have right now that I think is probably my best bet to go with. And then I need 2 others. I will probably at some point mention her age so that people know that it's definitely new adult before they get down to the hashtags. And I'm just going to continue to like rework that pitch so that I can try to entice people. I'm hoping to get some interest in it. It's still pretty much a cold call. I'm still waiting and hoping that agents are finding my tweet and enjoying it. We're going to wait and see. The more you guys retweet it, the more it helps me. So feel free to retweet it. Just the liking should stick to only agents, ideally. But the more you retweet it, the more people will probably see it. So feel free to retweet my tweet. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm trying to get ready for pitmad. I'm going to continue to query. So far, lots of rejections. Again, super numb to rejections. They're not really bothering me. I will say, when I was looking up information for pitmad, I found Pitch War's website, and then they were doing a giveaway. They were doing a giveaway for a first page critique and also a query letter critique. I entered the giveaway for both of those, and I won the critique for the first page critique. So I have now sent in my first page for them to critique and give me feedback on. I'm hoping that that makes my first page as strong as possible, since that is the first thing that people see when they query. No matter how many pages they want, it's that first page that probably stands out the most. So I'm really excited to get feedback on my first page and see how that does. I also have my book out to another one of my writer friends who is going to be looking over my book just to see if there's anything that I can strengthen in the first couple of chapters, as well as the continuing book. Since a lot of the people that are looking at my book are only seeing the first little section, I can still have time to rework the end if I need to. And that's where I am right now with book 1 and querying. Getting ready for pitmad. Getting ready to continue to send out queries, getting ready to diversify where I'm looking for agents, and still just rolling in the rejections, which is not breaking my spirit at all. I appreciate everybody's feedback, but I know I'm going to be okay. I will find the right match eventually. I'm going to wrap this one up. What I did realize, and what I hope to rectify soon, is how negligent I've been about my writing process for book 2. I am currently writing book 2 in the hopes that book 1 gets picked up, is successful, and people want book 2. I am 52,000 words into book 2 and have not done a writing vlog on that yet. So I will be starting writing vlogs and discussions about book 2, but it's a lot more vague than book 1's vlogs because it's book 2. So that's just kind of the way that goes. Also, I don't know, hopefully if this gets picked up, if they're going to want me to do edits on book 1, how much book 2 changes, but I want to have it ready just in case. I'm really enjoying writing book 2. And I'll talk about that more in the book 2 writing vlog. But that's going to be it for right now for my book 1 query vlog. It's a process, guys. It is by no means easy. It is by no means stress-free. I have 100% realized that I am not able to split myself between writing, querying, reading, booktube, and do it successfully. I am struggling. For sure. I am still enjoying everything that I am doing, but I'm realizing that my reading is definitely taking a hit. I am working so much on writing and querying. I am so deep in my creative space right now that stopping to read is really difficult for me to do. So that is definitely a downside to all of this. If anything, that's the only downside. Everything else is just experience and growth and learning. I appreciate you guys coming along with me. I appreciate your support. I appreciate so deeply your continued support of this story and myself. It really means the world to me. I know these writing updates and querying updates are not what a lot of you come here for. Bookish friends that I have that are really interested in that, I appreciate you so much. This is a huge part of my journey, and I appreciate that you care about more than just one aspect of me. I thank you. I just send you all of the love in the world because I know that's coming back my way, and that is really helping to just boost my morale as I continue through this process. So thank you very much. And I will keep you guys updated on all the feedback I get. on all of the rejections and or requests for full manuscripts, etc. No matter the outcome of this journey, I want to have this catalog, so I appreciate you guys allowing me the space to do this and the time to do this. And that's going to be it for this one. So if you liked it, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I'll see all of you in my next video. Bye, guys. Hey.